So, for those of you that follow my Instagram also, you may have noticed two posts. I know some people just look at pictures on Instagram and just like for the picture and don't read everything. And where the dogs are concerned, I hashtag everything because the majority of people that follow me on any of my social media just want to see cute pictures and videos of dogs, which mainly is Eleanor, but now also Dolly Mae. But since I started volunteering last October with the rescue horses, I have posted pictures of them and given a little background of them also. And I know you guys also have seen them on this channel. So, not this past Thursday, but last Thursday, we did lose one of our horses. I did try to make a video about it the other day, but it still is extremely fresh. It's only been a week. Um, I cried a lot. I just ended up deleting the video because I couldn't do it at that time. And what did happen is Rusty, Tiny Boss, my favorite, had it was taking him a long time to get up while I was out there, and he does not usually lay down or roll while we're out there, or at least while I'm out there. I had seen him roll twice in the grass pasture. We let the grass grow real tall in a certain pasture that we have out there after like the spring and winter time. Yeah, winter, spring, summer, fall. And anyways, and then we let them graze. And so two of the times he was grazing out there, I did see him roll. It does, because of his leg injuries, it would take him a couple of tries to get up, but then he would get up. Um, so anyways, when I was out there last Thursday, um, like I've told you guys, I go in like order of operations, and Rusty is last because I would do his physical therapy exercises, everything. He takes the most time. So I like to do him last so that I don't feel like I'm rushing him trying to get to the girls. And took care of Molly and everything, took care of Java and everything, and went to put the halter on Rusty, and he was on the ground. So I showed him like, hey, I'm here, so that he could get up, and he was trying and he was failing, and that time of trying and failing got longer and longer. So I did shoot Michelle and Sue's, the supervisors out there. I was like, okay, I need to shoot them a text saying like he's been down on the ground this long, like what should I do? And and I started taking video of it too, because we do have some new volunteers, and some of the people that are out there don't know horses as much, that it would be, even though it's painful to see a horse struggling to get up, just to have that knowledge to show like, look, this is why the physical therapy exercises, acupuncture, everything that we do with him is so critical, because if we don't, like, this is how difficult it is for him to move. And so while I was taking that video, and I already had the text typed up for Michelle and Sue's, but because I had like so much what's the word I'm looking for, like just hoping, I guess I had so much hope for Rusty to get up. And so I knew that Michelle was working. I didn't know if Suze was working or not. So I was like, okay, if I text them and then he gets up, like, I don't want them to be all worried thinking he can't get up. So I was like watching the time and was like, okay, if it gets to like this point in time, I'll let them know. And it got to the point where he was trying to get up and exhausting himself. So I'd sit on the ground and just stroke his face and kind of like pep talk him, like, it's okay, take your time, but I'm here when you're ready. And then I stepped back. He was trying to get up. I started taking video again, and he fell back to the ground, and he started having a seizure. And I got it on video. So I played it back a couple times and looked at it, and I'd seen my dad have a seizure before, but I know with animals and stuff it's different. I've seen videos of dogs having seizures. And so before I texted, sent the text to Susan Michelle, which at this point it had been a while, I was going to shoot them a text anyways, and maybe have to call the landlord out there that owns the property and see if he can come down and help me get Rusty up, or figure out what's going to be the best thing to do. And I got on YouTube and I typed in horse seizure, and I watched a video, and it confirmed to me, like, yes, Rusty did have a seizure. That is what you saw. So I shortened the video that I had so that I could text it, and I sent it to Michelle and Sue's, like, hey, I believe this is a seizure. Michelle is a vet, not a horse vet, but I mean, she does have horse vet knowledge, and she is a veterinarian. So I especially wanted her input. And I said, like, hey, I believe this is a seizure. This is how long he's been down on the ground trying to get up. This is what I've been doing. But I knew that Michelle was working. So then I did call Sue's maybe like 2 minutes later. And I said, hey, I'm not sure if you got my text. This is what's going on. She said, yeah, let me look at it. Let me look at the video. Immediately called me back, said, yes, it's a seizure. And to try and get a hold of the vet. And if he like was having a hard time getting up, just leave him. But if we could get him up so that he's not hurting himself more. Tried calling the vet, explained to her what happened, sent her the video. She was going somewhere that was like out of cell phone range, so I knew we had to try and hurry if we were going to do something. The landlord came down. We were able to get him up. He ate, he drank. And Michelle did have a break, and I did talk to Michelle. Sorry. I did talk to Michelle, and she of course confirmed it also, and said, like, you need to call the vet back. Like, what do you think? We both agreed, like, hey, he could have been having seizures before and we just weren't seeing it because he wasn't showing us, or because we weren't there. Things started to line up with other wounds that he had been getting, that we just figured, oh, maybe he laid down on that side and he's had the same wound for a long time that he'll rub raw trying to get up. But he was having more wounds, and we kind of put the two and two together, and we're like, shit, has he been having seizures this whole time? And we just didn't know because we didn't see it. And we both agreed that this was a quality of life situation, and to try and get a hold of the vet again and see if she would be able to come out that day. So she said she was going to be able to come out. Both her and Michelle said, like Michelle said, hey, if you don't want to be there. And I was like, Rusty's, he's my guy. I have to be there. Because I know that animals know their veterinarians, but usually when you go to the veterinarian, it's to have a procedure, or because you're hurt, or because something is wrong. And I didn't want Rusty to have to leave the world feeling like something was wrong, because he already had a fucking seizure. Of course he knew something was wrong. So I had to be there for him. So the vet came out. Well, actually, before the vet came out, I did brush him also. Of course, I clipped some of his tail, so I have some of that. Clipped some extra for any of the volunteers out there, or Michelle and Sue's, anybody else that felt as close to him to be able to have a piece of him. And I just wanted him to look his best when he goes up there. So the vet came out and explained everything to me as she was doing it. Like, first I'm gonna have to put in the catheter and I have to stitch it in, and she did say, like, hey, if you don't want to watch, because with a dog, of course, when you're putting down a dog or a smaller animal, you can lay them down, or they will lay down, and then they go to sleep. Horses, you can't just be like, hey, lay down. So they essentially pass away standing up, and then once the soul is out of the body, she said they could kind of tip like cow tipping. They could kind of just fall down like they're laying down. They can kind of crumble. She goes, it is kind of ugly to watch because you don't know which way they're going to go down. Which was traumatizing, but I had to be there for him. And said goodbye to him and everything. Michelle came out after she got off work, and the vet had given both of the girls a tranquilizer to calm them down, because they obviously were going to see Rusty walk down to the gate and not come back. So when Michelle got there, Java being the alpha, she did walk Java down there, and I had uncovered Rusty's face so that she could see, like, hey, we're sorry, this is what happened, and no. So Sunday and Thursday, going to the horses, you can tell they know, and Java too, so that she's not in the main pasture where he was put down, is actually in Rusty's pen right now. So of course she knows she's in there and Rusty's not there. Animals aren't stupid. They know more than people give them credit for. But on Sunday, so sorry, I got off of the counter. I was sitting on the counter, but my dad came in real quick to get some dish soap. Him and his cousin are working on some electrical outside. So on Sunday, Michelle had texted me and said, like, hey, what time are you going to be out here? Molly has a gash on her face. So I went out there, and she did have a gash on her face. We can't figure out how she got it, but Michelle got it all cleaned up and everything. And I watched, she talked through everything also. So on Thursday, or yesterday rather, today's Friday the 13th, I was able, she did let me get it a little bit, like, it's down her face. And so I kind of did the same thing as Michelle was doing. I just took my time and everything. She let me do it, which Michelle had told us all in the group text, like, hey, don't touch her face, like, don't risk it. But sometimes she'll text me privately if she feels like it's something that I could do. And I would not have done anything Molly did not want me to do. I don't want to traumatize her or hurt myself. But I felt like if I take it slow, the dogs are playing in the living room. If I take it slow, this is something that I would be able to do. So I was able to, but me and Michelle just kind of looked at each other on Sunday like, oh, Rusty just passed away, and now Molly's got a gash on her face. Like, when it rains, it pours. Always something, but sorry to start with excitement of opening model horses and kind of with sadness, but I was excited to open these because I have been feeling kind of in a funk after Rusty, and this time of the year, because it is getting close to the time that we had the fires and everything. Last year, and losing some best friends, and now I lost a horse, which coincidentally, the day that he passed away was my friend Erica, who passed away last year. It was her birthday. So I kind of just looked up to the heavens and said, like, hey, Erica, sending you a pony for your birthday. But
Yeah, so this time of year kind of is already funky, just bringing back memories of last year and last summer and everything. But I guess life goes on. And one day I'll see Rusty again. He was a great horse, which coincidentally, one of my other favorite horses' names was Dusty. She too passed away, actually seizure related, I believe. So one letter off of the names, but those are the best horses. And my own horse that I had to rehome, which sadly I don't know if she's still on this earth or not, but that's why I started volunteering with the horses last year to get my mind off of the fires and my friend passing away and my other friend quitting talking to me and everything. Horses started to occupy that time, and Rusty was such a huge part of that that it just makes it different. It's different with the girls, it's different with me out there. Maybe we'll get another horse out there eventually. I mean, animals always need to be rescued and need second chances and stuff, so maybe there'll be another favorite. But God, I miss him. And you guys are lovable and capable. And I hope you enjoyed my beautiful horsies. Now I'm going to go put them by their conga counterparts. And I will see you guys next time. Sorry, this was kind of a damper, but I mean, I'm honest with you guys. I talk about my life, I talk about things that make me happy. So, I mean, model horses just reminded me and it's kind of horse related. So, there we go. See you guys next time.